The Queen's kindness. Long, long ago, a tribe called the children of Israel lived in Egypt. At that time, Egypt was ruled by a cruel king. He was called the Pharaoh. He made the people of Israel his slaves. He made them do hard labor. One day, a soothsayer told the Pharaoh that a boy born into the children of Israel would destroy him and his kingdom. When the Pharaoh heard this, he ordered the killing of all the newborn boys of the children of Israel. Only their daughters were to be spared. During these hard times, there lived a pious woman of the children of Israel. Her name was Jochebed, and Imran was her husband. She gave birth to a beautiful boy named Musa alayhi salam. Musa's parents felt afraid of the cruel soldiers of the Pharaoh. The soldiers would kill little Musa alayhi salam too. But something unusual happened. Allah told Jochebed that her child was very special. He would one day become a great prophet. Allah promised her that the baby would be safe. He would also be returned to her. To save the baby Musa alayhi salam, his mother put him in a box and floated him down the river. As the basket floated down the river, Musa's sister, Maryam, kept a watch on him. The box sailed along gently. It stopped at a bank near the royal palace. Now the Queen of Egypt was a good and kind-hearted woman. When she saw the helpless baby, she felt great pity for him. She decided to keep the baby in the palace. She wanted to bring him up as her own child. And so the baby Musa alayhi salam was saved. This story teaches us that we should be kind and gentle towards others. Allah speaks to Musa alayhi salam. The Prophet Musa alayhi salam, brought up with loving care by the Queen, received the best education. But because Musa alayhi salam accidentally killed someone, Pharaoh intended to slay him. Therefore, Musa alayhi salam quietly left the city and journeyed to Madian, where he met the Prophet Shu'aib alayhi salam and married his daughter. After spending some years in the beautiful valley of Madian, Musa alayhi salam returned with his family to Egypt. They travelled slowly towards Mount Sinai, passing through awesome landscapes of desert and rock. One cold winter evening, as it grew darker and a cool breeze began to blow, they seemed to have lost their way. Musa alayhi salam looked around and noticed a fire quite far away on the side of the mountain. He said, "Wait here, look, I can see a fire in the distance. Perhaps I can find out where we are, or at least get a burning brand to warm ourselves with." As Musa alayhi salam reached the source of the light, Allah spoke to him and gave him wisdom and miracles. Allah told him that He had chosen him as His messenger and commanded him to go with these signs and give His message to Pharaoh, who made himself a tyrant in the land. The cruel king drowned. With a sense of divine mission and armed with the clear signs of Allah, Musa alayhi salam set out for Egypt. He lost no time and with his brother Harun alayhi salam went straight to Pharaoh's court and gave him Allah's message. The Prophet Musa alayhi salam threw down his staff and it turned into a big snake. Then he drew out his hand out of his armpit and it was shining brightly. But Pharaoh rejected these miracles, calling them magic. Pharaoh called his best magicians to outdo the Prophet Musa alayhi salam. When the magicians threw down their ropes and sticks, they looked like snakes of all sizes. Musa alayhi salam was horrified, as the snakes seemed to coil and uncoil around him. But Allah commanded Musa alayhi salam to throw down his staff. As Musa alayhi salam did so, all of a sudden it became a huge snake. What was more amazing was that it began to eat up all the other snakes one after another, until it had eaten them all up. Everyone was wonderstruck. The magicians fell on the ground in adoration, exclaiming, "We believe in the Lord of Musa and Harun." When the tyranny of Pharaoh became unbearable, Allah guided the Prophet Musa alayhi salam to move out of Egypt with the entire tribe of the children of Israel. But Pharaoh pursued the caravan. As the Prophet Musa alayhi salam reached the shore of the Red Sea, the army of Pharaoh came very near to crushing the children of Israel. But due to a miracle of Allah, the sea split into two halves, and the caravan safely reached the other side of the sea. Pharaoh and his mighty army wanted to punish Musa alayhi salam and his people. They also set their feet on the special path created by Allah for the children of Israel. But as the army reached in the middle of the sea waves fell on them and everyone was drowned. The Prophet Musa alayhi salam and the children of Israel thanked Allah for saving them from the tyrant king, Pharaoh. With the patience and trust in Allah, believers can overcome any hardship they face in their lives.
Please like, comment and share. Subscribe and turn your post notifications for daily videos.